This is my witness, Abby. Okay, sure everything's on. How many homeless people do you see a day? How many people do you know that are in debt? Almost everyone I know is either in debt, barely making ends meet, or even homeless due to inflation. These are people that work 2 to 3 jobs and still don't bring home enough money to pay rent, pay bills, groceries, and so on. The worst part is that they get sick. They will not only be losing money from not working, but when they have to pay an inflated doctor or hospital bill, when do the rising prices end? How much more do prices need to go up before you can't make ends meet? I like to first talk to you about inflation and affecting America. Second, how can you help put an end to it? And finally, how you can get your friends and family involved. I will begin by telling you about how inflation is affecting Americans, including your loved ones. American citizens, including your friends, family, and even your co-workers, are all feeling the weight of inflation, whether it's when they buy groceries, pump gas, pay bills, or buy a house, buying a vehicle, or even doing something as simple as going to college or even the hospital. Americans are being punished just for being human. The problem is that the government and large companies are becoming more and more greedy. According to the WBR.org, people are going on strike with the valid reasons being inflation. They are saying that there is no point to work at the wages they are making because they won't be able to afford rent or anything. Inflation is wrecking our home in the United States. According to the end of homeless, or 19% of American population is considered chronically homeless. Statistics show that 1 in 7 Americans are sadly experiencing poorly or of 2021. I'd like to take this time to show you some data that I've gathered and present the homeless presentation in America due to inflation. Right here in our PowerPoint. The amount of Americans make versus how much necessary cost comes down to survive. According to the CNBC, studies show that 51% of Americans have less than 3 months of emergency savings. This number are scary. What will happen when prices continue to rise? But all your savings are gone. Many of us are already living paycheck to paycheck. In fact, MarketWatch.com reports that whooping 40% of Americans are leaving in survival mode. And you can tell inflation is affecting more than half of Americans in a neglect way. Numbers don't lie. There are ways we can challenge this through souls up these things, including signing petitions, shopping from family-owned businesses, protecting, and even strikes. Protest has taken the 3 lately. We need to come together and protest the cost of living in America. If people refuse to work until prices are lowered and wages are, neighbor businesses will have to choose but to shut down and help stop inflation. If all comes together, ending high prices and low wages will be a price of would be a piece of cake. Can you imagine how much better things would be? I want you to close your eyes and imagine a world without inflation. Go to a world without inflation. Sorry about this. Here we go. Sorry about that. A world without inflation. Open your eyes. It was a world without inflation, prices, budgets, and everyone, no more struggling, no more suffering. There would be reduced anyone of homeless and property owners. There will be less stress, anxiety, and depression. There will also be less crime, considering that most crimes start from needing money. I will be passing out flyers that include petitions to sign and dates of organization protesters. As you can tell, inflation has to go so we can live peacefully instead of living in survival modes. I have explained to you the impact of inflation and how it has our country in ruins. The steps you can take to get rid of it, and what the world will be like without it. What would the world look like if prices never stopped rising? Imagine the immune guilt the world would feel for not acting before it's too late. Let's come together and save America. We don't need to repeat history by having a second Great Depression. Thank you.